For watching Days with Casper. Today we do not have a lot to do, so I'm going to get some, kind of go around the shop here a little bit, show you guys what's up, and we'll load up a couple of standards in here. We're waiting on our veneer order right now. So this is the shaping room. Everything on the walls here are templates for shapes that are available at lifeskateboard.com. Handcrafted skateboard decks right here in Indiana. Most lives I'll be going around and using all this to shape boards. Today I'm just going to be pressing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the layups for two 7-ply standard boards, explain what's inside the boards, go through that and take my time talking with you guys. Like I said, there's not a lot for me to do. What's up, Graybeard? We got my mic back today. Had to drive up to Muncie to grab it. But we are waiting on a veneer order, so I am just gonna do what I can here and explain what I'm doing as I do it. So, the boards before they're pressed are called layups when you have all 7 plies together. A standard skateboard is gonna have 7 plies, but we have youth boards that are 6 plies, and you can also get a 6 or an 8 ply from us at Life Skateboards. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, if you want to catch this kind of stuff all the time. All right, so these are going to be all color faces. This is not normal. We're just low on natural faces at the moment. So you've got 2 different types of vertical plies inside of your board. You've got a face, which is a vertical ply with no blemishes on it. I can go on the outside of the board. We're going to be using colored ones today. And then core. And core is another vertical grain that can have some blemishes on it. That goes inside of your board. The other direction on the grain is a crossband, and that's these guys. So these have a grain going the opposite direction and give the board strength in every direction. So let's go ahead and build some layups here. Let's go with a, it's got a nice pattern on the bottom of it there. So we will pull a pink bottom face. Looks like this guy is core, has a slight blemish in it, so we're going to be able to get a color core out of that one. Always inspecting them for blemishes. And then we are going to throw 2 more cores inside of it. And we're going to only be pressing 2 boards today. Sorry for those of you that like to see a lot of boards go in the press. Like I said, we are waiting on a veneer order. And I'm going to grab 2 crossbands and put those, sandwich the center ply with those 2. So there we have it. There's a layup. I'm going to go ahead and get the other one ready, put it up here, and kind of explain what's inside of them. What's up, Jordan? Thanks for popping in here. Let's see. Let's do the opposite on the next one. Pink top, blue bottom. You guys have some nice bird's eye patterns in them. I hope that comes out after sanding. Or that pops out at least. All right, so we're gonna grab 2 more core here. 3 actually. Misspoke there for a second. 2 crossbands, and then we will get to hand rolling the glue on these decks. Here at Life Skateboards, we hand roll the glue on every deck to ensure full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your board. What kind of wood is it? It is maple. I am making skateboards. There's a gas leak. Well, get out of it. That's scary, man. Don't do that. But what kind of wood? It is maple. That would be Great Lakes or Canadian maple. You want something that had slow growth, long winters. It gives it a tighter grain. You say Great Lakes or Canadian because some of it does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but that is the best wood for skateboards. All right. And don't apologize for asking questions. That is why I'm here. Well, Nightmare, this is how boards should be made. Like I said, we hand roll the glue. So we want to make sure you get full glue coverage. That's why we can guarantee against delam. And these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. I'll go ahead and hold the website up here. The majority of the time I'm loading up all the presses, but we are waiting on an order right now. How did the public skate session go? Graybeard is asking about a public session that we hosted in Muncie, Indiana at an amazing bowl. I'll be honest, it was probably the best turnout we've ever had up there. We had like 30-something people throughout the set. I think it was like an 8-hour session, just absolutely ripping it. And that does not include all the spectators, all the families that were there. It was awesome. They cleaned me out pretty much on the beanies. I was hesitant to see if I was going to continue those sessions, but man, they were awesome. There is a video in the works right now. I went and trimmed all the clips together. I'm sorry, trimmed all the clips up. I need to edit them all together now and line them up with music, and then I'll post it. But Rance from down at Sprack in Louisville works with low card, so he's going to get some photos and stuff like that with low card, so keep your eye out on that. Thank you. Yep, there were a ton of shorts, weren't there? How long have I been doing this? I've been doing this for about 4, I think it might be leaning on 5 years at this point. But Sam, the owner of the company, he started this in 2012. Lifelong skateboarder, had a skate shop in the early 2000s by the same name, and decided to make skateboards in 2012. It's going to be awesome. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so awesome that you're coming to Indiana and want to support. We do ship all over, but when you move here, make sure when you order a board you select a local pickup. Then we'll meet you right here and I'll show you the shop and everything. You can meet Sam, the owner, most of the time. Meet our team if you catch us at skate parks. And if you're lucky, you can catch the public sessions that we host up in Muncie. That is a 4 to 5 foot bowl. You may recognize the bowl from the short that's kind of blowing up right now. I did not intend for that to happen. I was just trying to advertise the session, and now it's got like 490,000 views. That many people want to watch the bowl drying. It's weird, but it is what it is. And like I said, the majority of the time I'm going to be gluing up 4 of these boards at a time, but we're just going to be doing 2 today. Figured I'd give you guys a live even when we're low on veneer waiting on an order. And if you like this stuff, make sure you subscribe. You'll catch lives of board making. We actually figured out how to get graphic application going on the lives last time. It's kind of a crapshoot. We're on Wi-Fi right here, but if I go over to print some graphics, I'm on cellular data, and it is a little bit iffy in this area, so. But you'll also catch lives at the dog park, sometimes skate sessions, contests we throw in the summer, contests I throw in the summer, and then travel videos from a series called Lagoon to the Moon, where me and a few friends travel around with an anchor spot over in Columbia Station, Ohio, talk to some cool people, and skate. I've also got a little series started called Coffee Talks, where I just sit down with somebody and talk with them about some interesting stuff. The first one we did was with Justin Hutchins about the full hamstring detachment injury that he had. Justin Hutchins rides for the team. What's up, Nick? Nick is a rad local here in Indy. We've got a graphic with my dog on it, and he was part of the pre-release. He got one of those boards right away. I can't remember if it was you got one of the pre-releases or if you got one right afterwards. Absolutely, Nick knows Justin. I don't know. It's I learned a lot of stuff about Justin in that interview. It was awesome. Plus, his daughter kind of stole the show on that interview anyway. She is adorable. What country is this? We're in the US, my friend. This is in the smack dab in the middle, right in Indiana. What country is this? Indiana, USA. Made right here in the Midwest. Trying to center this ply right here. Some of these color veneers are a little bit longer. All right, in a second here I'll be done gluing this guy up. I'll angle you guys over while I tape up the ends. We'll get the other one done, then we'll load it up in the press. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I am going to be not loading up all the presses today, so it will be a little bit of a shorter live than normal. What's up, Sal? You're watching from South Africa. People watching all over the world. That's pretty cool. Well, you know what? We've got a funny story from South Africa. One of our customers, he ordered the Youth Punk Point from us, and then he was going through South Africa, and they confiscated it at the border as a weapon. If you don't know what a punk point is, it's just a skateboard that's got a point on the nose. But I don't know. Our boards are cool enough to get confiscated as a weapon, I guess. Sorry about that, guys. Coming off and not feeling the best right now, so. There was not a live stream from the public session because I wanted to get as much footage as we could. Blake was using my phone to film. Rance was taking photos. Local from Muncie was taking photos as well. It was awesome. I'm glad. I'm full of crazy stories, my man. That's just one of the few that doesn't really involve me. You're confusing me because I don't know. I don't know my left from my right. I just know which foot goes forward when I skate. How about that? Skateboarding is awesome. I have to agree with you there. That's why I'm so grateful to be able to do something that's always involving skateboards, even when I'm working or when the weather is like it is right now. I can't really get out to somewhere to skate, but I still get to be skateboarding adjacent on days that I can't get out to skate, so. Very grateful to Sam for the opportunity to work here. It was a joke, but it went whew. I tried to, sometimes when jokes do that to me, I try to over joke them and make another joke. But my brain isn't braining very much. It feels like I didn't get any sleep last night, but I did. So, how many layers? These guys are 7 layers of Canadian and Great Lakes maple. We do 6-ply on the youth boards, and you can also request a 6 or an 8-ply. All these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. Go check it out. We've got so many shapes on there, so many different options, and it's very customizable. It's made to order, and we do a lot of direct-to-customer business so that we can get an established relationship with our customer base, which I love. I also love when the customers come from these live streams, because then I can get feedback from you guys on the boards. I'm so sorry, So, Mr. C. Doug, both, kind of. So what you're gonna see me do in a second here, I'm gonna put these into the press, raise up the press, and then it's gonna sit under pressure for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's gonna sit in a stack of its own concave to cure. While it's pressing and curing, it is in uncut form. So it has the concave, the kicks, and all that fun stuff. Once it's cured, we use a template to cut the shape out and then shape the rest. If you'd like, all of my lives are posted in full, and there are several lives where I'm shaping. But after we're done pressing here, I'll take you guys into the shaping room and show you guys what it looks like. Like I said, we are doing much less today than we normally do. I just wanted to get a live out there with you guys because had a busy weekend and didn't really get to catch up with you guys much. I will warn you, I have been playing session live while I talk with you guys, so if you want to watch me be horrible at video games and catch up a little bit more, you can catch those lives. Definitely not a stupid question, Sea-Dog. You asked it in a way that set me up really well to explain it. So not a stupid question at all. The majority of people don't really know how skateboards are made, and a lot of people have misconceptions on how it's done. What you're watching now is craft boards. This isn't really how factories do it. A machine would replace me in a factory and would miss your top and bottom ply. We don't like that. Right now I'm just taping up either end of the board so when it's in the press, the plies don't shift around. Now that those two guys are glued up, we'll bring you over here, load up the press, and you'll be able to see it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I try with the skate info. Well, some people like it, some people don't. I try my best though. But never think that I'm pissed off at a question without me saying I'm pissed off at a question. I'm very direct about that, I promise. All right. So most of the time we've got 2 in the bottom here, 2 in the top. But we're just going to be loading 2 into the top here today. I'm going to align them perfectly centered. There's that, butted right up to the back of the press. And then we're going to throw a plastic separator in between them here. This keeps the decks separate, but that bottom one there keeps a little bit of glue off of the press itself. Flipped my hat down. 1 second here, guys. Find my scraper here. Looks like somebody forgot to scrape the glue off of this. I'll let you in on a secret. That somebody was me. All right, so now we got to realign it because I went and messed that up. All right, slide another one in there. And you don't want to put more than 3 in one mold. We're just doing 2 today, but when you put more than 3, you start to lose the concave across them. You don't want we want consistent concave on our boards. Again, these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. I am the sole hourly employee here, so the more boards you order, the more I work, the more you see made. I'm just working with the owner, Sam. You found a legendary skateboard? Yeah, I would say probably your bushings, your, oops, I need to tighten this down. Probably replace your bushings. I'm going to assume they're probably dry rotted. Take those wheels off. But I mean, if it's like a legendary collector's board, look for the repop and maybe hang that thing up. I mean, you're going to see some people argue about it, but we're not talking about a fresh board. We're talking about an old school board. If you're talking about like a Volterra or a Nash or something like that, it might be somebody's first board and they might really want it. What type of wheels do I like to use? I personally ride Speedlab wheels, made in the US. AJ Nelson rides for them, Jeremy Green rides for them. I personally ride the 59mm 99A wheels. But there is a family up in Fort Wayne, whoops, that has been making their own wheels. I'm pretty excited about that, so I've been paying attention to it. They came to the session on Saturday and gave me some tiny, tiny, tiny wheels to try out. It's called Lunk Wheels on Instagram. Go check them out. There's 168 people watching right now. I hope I watch their follower account go up 168 at least. Lunk Wheels on Instagram. Where do I get made? Oh, the wheels? I think Speedlab is in North Carolina. I think. You're gonna have to double check me on that. All right, so as you can see here, the kicks have started to happen, and then inside the press, the concave's happening. So we, at one point, had these hooked up as pneumatic jacks. We moved the shop, haven't hooked up the compressor. Good enough. Little extra work, same great results. All right. So what's happening here, you can see that the glue is starting to squeeze out there. Squeeze out means there was enough glue. So there you go, lunk. All right, so I'm gonna cover this glue up and then give you guys a little bit of a shop tour here. Like I said, just a little bit of a shorter live than normal. Those guys are gonna be under pressure for 24 hours and then cure for 7 days. Of course, Mohammed, I'm here to answer questions. I don't know, this is something that I'm really passionate about, so being able to share it with people makes me happy. And I really like this community. You guys are awesome. If you guys hop on me playing video games later, it smells great. Yeah, maple smells good. It is, there's a, here. We've got the general wood shop out there. So right above me, there's a ton of different species of wood not in this loft. Lots of really cool stuff here. Alrighty, just covering up the glue. We don't want to waste anything. Like a wood shop. Absolutely, yeah, we sell these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Let me hold that up for you so we all get the same memo here. I wrote it backwards just so you guys can see it, I think. I hope that's backwards. I mean, it's the right way for you guys. Do we make longboards? Yes, we do. We've got 3 different shapes. We got the drop down, surfer, and stretched pan head. Right behind me here is the longboard press. I'll give you guys the tour here. So here's the longboard press. Don't mind the cornhole, we're in Indiana. So at the bottom here, we've got the flat press and then the drop down. And this is the center insert where we can either put stuff on top of it or below it to press it how we want to. Right here is a press that we will be setting up. This is the long monster press. This is 15 inches wide. You heard that, right? This is the wide press. This is 11.75 inches wide. And the kicks are a little bit closer together than this one. This has the same width with kicks a little bit farther apart. This is the long press. Now what's cool about the long press is the top of this is the youth press. So when we're not using the long press, this insert here is gonna fit right into there. The youth press is the same amazing concave that everybody loves from us. The kicks are just a little bit closer together, and our kicks, our youth boards come as a standard 6-ply. And when we aren't using the youth or the long, we can slide this guy in there. This is our currently functioning monster press. Monster mold. That's how we get these guys. These are 15 inches wide. 15 inches wide. Why? Because why not? So this right here is where everything's curing and getting ready to be cut out. And I will take you guys into the pressing room, the shaping room. So everything you see on the wall here, these are templates, those aren't boards. They look flat because they are. This is how the shapes are cut out. So let me walk you through that here. So when the boards are pressed and cured, they come out of the press looking like this. This is an uncut. So it's got the kicks, it's got the concave, just not cut out and no truck holes. So the first thing Sam does, I'll show you in just a second here, Andrew. So the first thing Sam does is he puts the truck holes in right here on this drill press. So once the truck holes are in, we can attach a template to the bottom of the uncut so it can be ran around this router right here. It's right underneath you guys. So the template gets ran right along this bearing right here, and that cuts out the shape. So I'm going to pull a board that's got the shape cut out, but it's not shaped yet. This is an unshaped but cut board right here. So this is a popsicle. If you look at the edge of it, the edge is not at a 90 to the concave, and we need it to be at a 90 to the concave to evenly round it out here. So the first thing we do, absolutely. The first thing we do is take that right over here and bring that edge to a 90 with the concave on the belt. We then round it off on this step here, and if you're familiar with my channel, there are a ton of shorts of me using this because people like to watch this, it seems like. This is where the edge of the board gets round, but it's not very clean. So then we take it over to this drum. This has an air bladder and a sleeve on it. So whenever I'm about to shape, I'm gonna air this up, pretty much the consistency of a basketball, and clean up the edges, remove any excess glue that we can reach without compromising the rail. So the next step is the Mac wheel right here. This pretty much just buffs it a little bit, knocks some more of that material off. And then the final step over here is the orbital sander. The orbital sander brings everything to a 150 and prepares it for graphic application. For all of these steps, besides the orbital, I wear a respirator because I like to breathe. But on the orbital, you'll find that I don't have to wear a respirator because Sam is awesome and he got a HEPA-approved dust extractor that attaches to it. It's awesome. What's up, man? Whew. So, really quickly here, I'll go ahead and go over our graphic application process. The last live I did on Friday, I was actually able to show a couple of Casper collages and the examples of how that works. Oh, absolutely. Definitely Sea-Dog. Sea-Dug, sorry. I'm gonna call you Sea-Dog, all right? You got a new nickname on the channel. Thank you, Sal. So what we do here at Life Skateboards for graphic application is a little bit different than the norm. The majority of the industry uses a heat transfer. While that's super easy to mass produce the same graphic and make photorealistic images and do custom images, while that's super easy, it's applied with heat. Heat weakens the bond between wood and glue. So you don't like that. We don't like that. Really quickly, I saw a question here. Sea-Dog. There you go. You just got welcomed into the channel, Sea-Dog. How many designs are there? A lot. If we started doing the little like 5x4x3 thing I learned in high school to figure out all the combinations we have, it would be way too much. So every one of these things you see on the wall is a different shape. You can choose whatever wheelbase you want that fits inside the kicks. You can change your ply number. You can get it double drilled. You can get it twinned. Let's see. And then every graphic option that we have, you can choose whatever color ink you want, and you can get combinations of those graphics. So it's in a lot of different options. Corn-fed. What's your nickname? You're a little corny today. Can I wanted to make a Children of the Corn reference, but I don't want to offend you. Let's see, Blue Dagger, it seemed like it was screen printed. So, screen printing is awesome. It is another no-stress graphic application process, but that's not what we do here. What we actually do is Lino block graphic application. If you're not familiar with a Lino block, it's kind of like a big stamp. So we commission a local artist to carve out the relief image of the graphic that we want. It's mirrored, we put ink onto it, slap it on the board, roll the back of it, pull it off, and it's right there. We can do background colors and things like that. Is dipping good? Yes, dipping is I think dipping shows a little bit more hands-on than most people do. I really liked the dipped band stuff. But here is a cutout example of a print. This is my dog, I show it off every time. Here's an example of a Lino block print right here. And then I'll bring you back in the other room where you can see it on boards. And really quick, I just want to shout out Life Without Limits. Doug Frazier over there made this for us. He makes the patches for me that I use for like, oh, I don't have it on right now. For the beanies I sell for the channel. And this is one of our graphic options on the website. The owl is really cool. I like it. We actually do have another graphic that has not been released yet that I saw little bits of. Can we ship to Germany? We can ship all over the world. I will warn you, the international shipping right now sucks. It's a flat rate, so order with some friends, it'll offset shipping. I really wish that we had some control over international shipping. I will also say I have nothing to do with the ordering. I have nothing to do with the website or the businesses. So Andrea, I would highly suggest that you would go ahead and check out the website. That'll be lifeskateboard.com to see all of our graphics, or you can go to Instagram at lifeskateboards1010 and see a bunch of printed boards. Can you see the new graphic? I don't think I'm allowed to break that news to you. I'm going to leave that one for Sam. Sorry. There's a hint at the new top graphic in the new video. So if I get that finished first, you guys get to see it. But I'll go ahead and show you guys some finished boards here. Let's see, this is a black on blue sturgeon. This was done for a friend of Sam's wedding. These are actually Sam's hands. If you'll notice, that his middle finger's missing. Table saw. There's the dovetail snake. Here's another sturgeon. This is a really cool little graphic here. That's another little Life logo we have. This is the twins graphic. This, it's a little hard to see in this light, but this is a punk little Barney Fife we've got. We call it the Fife Life. Better view of that dovetailed snake. This is the truck. The knight. There's another better view of that Barney Fife graphic. This is just a generic Life one here. I really like this one. This is a really cool shape here. This is the rocket with wheel wells. So this is an option you can get on your boards. It's not always going to be this cool with all the colored veneer in there, but it does look pretty cool with that. This rocket is a really fun shape. I personally like it. If you don't want this to come back out, you can get a stinger where it just goes straight down. This is the hands of Atom, A-T-O-M. This is one of my old riders. You can't really see the graphic too well, but you can check my graphic out anywhere, anytime. Josh Garrels is a musician that Sam has done collabs with. This is the Dewey. This is the bruised heel graphic right here. Really cool. I like to use the bottom of that to make it like peek into the board a little bit. That is another top graphic that we have. And this is a pretty popular one. This is the knife. The knife graphic is pretty popular. One of you guys actually mentioned that you had the knife on there. And the other thing we can do, we have several shapes here called the knife. We got the big knife behind it. So you can get a knife on a knife. Why not? It's better than putting a hat on a hat. We'll put a knife on a knife. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm pretty much done in here, so let's see. Anything I want to show you guys before we end it here? Actually, Rance from down at Sprack gave me some gifts that I'm going to hang up at the shop. I'm just waiting to hear from Sam on where to hang them up. But let me show you guys them. I'll be right back. All right, so Rance has been working with Paul Zitzer down at Sprack. If you're unfamiliar with Sprack, you better look it up because you're missing out. It's an indoor park down by Louisville. So, these are so cool. So, Rance is a photographer. What's up, man? I'm pretty stoked on this. So he had this framed. This is down from a contest in Columbus. This is the 13.6-inch board, the one that you guys have seen Bam pumping around his castle with. Really fun. That was a early grab front side air tailbone at the Columbus contest on the extension. Here's a photo of one of our team riders, Gavin Svetlik, the same contest, same obstacle. I talked to him about it yesterday. He thinks it was probably a pivot rock fakie. But there's a nice popsicle with the Raven graphic on it right there. Thought that was pretty cool. And another clip with that, another photo with that 13.6 right here. Same contest, This was on the Kong wall. So check out Rants on Instagram. It's Rants or Skates. And I got a couple more to show you guys. One of them was my favorite, but I went ahead and gave the framed photo to Chuck Bennett because it looks awesome. This is the 14.6-inch board. Look at that. That was a pivot to fakie with 13-inch trucks. Those trucks were way too big to fit in frame. So Chuck's got that one framed to put up because Richmond needed a framed photo. Am I gonna play games today? I might play some games tonight, but I do have to edit that video. It's getting a little slow because it is a huge video. We got like 6 or 7 minutes of skate. I didn't mean to do that. We've got some, right? Those trucks are 13 inches wide. I've got like 7 minutes of skating. I cut everything down to 7 minutes of skating. People were trying lines and tricks, so I've got to go back through and cut when people didn't land their whole line and did it again later. And then I want to throw some YouTube safe music on there and line it all up. I really enjoy the editing process, but it was so fun. There was a lot of work that went into the bowl. I went ahead and Koch washed the bowl beforehand. We filled up the Camry with wood. I split some wood so we could keep a wood burning hutch going. There's some fun little B-roll stuff in there, like moving the wood, splitting the wood. A kid wanted to break his board because it wasn't a life board. So I made sure I got that on video. Cody Heil came out, and if you're not familiar with him, he's on the Powell team. He's up in that Muncie area quite a bit. He skates the bowl a lot. By the time he got there, it was pretty slick. So, learn any options in session yet? Yeah, editing does turn into a lot of work, but I enjoy it. I fell in love with editing videos when I was making commercials for a skate shop. But if I played with any of the options, last night I was messing with them, and I turned on auto catch and a bunch of other stuff that made it really hard to play, and it was very fun. I'm not gonna lie. Having to think about like actually catching the board before locking it into a trick it makes it feel more like skating. And I'm not a big video game guy, so that was pretty fun. I will say though, I'm a little pissed off about Xbox at the moment. It will not let me download Modern Warfare. People told me I was supposed to like play that live because people liked it, but I guess that was a sign that I'm not supposed to, and I'll just keep playing session. But all right, let's see, what time is it? 5:20. Let's see. Another quick shout out to Life Without Limits for making us these little bottle openers from a contest we threw in November. Really rad. No life. You slammed on the concrete. Well, let me tell you what I tell everybody when I stand up from a good slam. A good concrete massage is good for the soul. You knocked yourself out with a helmet on. Jesus. Well, I'm damn glad you were wearing a helmet. There were plenty of close calls last night or Saturday night at the bowl that I'm really glad people were wearing helmets for. Man, that is rough. I hope you heal up fast. Take it easy, because head injuries are no joke. Take it from the guy who forgets when he asks you guys questions and gets confused when you answer him. Done. I have done that. I did that at Lawrence. I was working on backside inverts and completely missed the coping and decided to eat the coping instead. Do a contribution to the conversation. Is that a trick you know how to do? It's a rough one, man. Getting hit in the head is a rough one. Ooh. Never fun. It's been a little while since I knocked myself out. Do you have Boost? Or NA? No, I don't go to NA, thank you. Although that's a great path to sobriety. We talk about sobriety quite a bit here. Is that what you're trying to get at here? Because I could use the rest of this time to talk about sobriety if you want me to. I can get there. We'll get there. What about having 2 Casper boards on the website? No, so we've had 3 versions of my shape, so you can still get the original shape if you ask for it nicely. But probably just going to keep that one on there. I'm pretty happy with the way that this one turned out. Yeah, knee injuries do suck. I actually have bilateral patellas, so I am no stranger to knee injuries. If you don't know what a bilateral patella is, it's a birth defect where you've got a growth on the side of your kneecap that forces some dislocation every once in a while. Kirba, do you have a real question or not? Should you start drinking? Absolutely not. Hey, Sneaky Link, guess who's getting kicked out of my chat real quick? Absolutely not. Yeah, do not encourage people. So, and real quick, I don't really care who's watching or who's going to leave because I'm talking about this. So I'm an addict in recovery, and I like to use my life and my experiences to help people. If you're here to poke fun at that, or you're here to not make it a safe place for people to share their experiences, I'm going to go ahead and kick you out. Because since I got sober and I know that I'm alive for a reason, I'm here to share my experience to help people that may have been in a position that I was already in. Tore ACL and ripped meniscus. That stinks. Do I ride my trucks extremely loose? You know I do. All the time. Wow, 2 people just got removed from the chat. That was fun. Thank you, Sal. Yeah, it's weird. Growing up, I played a little bit of soccer, and I couldn't play that anymore because cutting to the side dislocated my kneecap. Now it's like, the only time it really happens is if I'm like, my leg's tweaked out and I hit it real hard. So like if I accidentally truck bash on a real tweaked front side area, I'm gonna be laid up for a little bit. But it doesn't seem to bother me too much, but it does visibly cause some strange things on my knees. So every time I like have a slight knee injury, people are like, holy shit, you need to go to the ER. And it's just, my knees look weird. All right, guys, we're showing some knee today. You didn't think we were getting that bad, did you? We're getting weird. Oh my God, you broke your hip and femur? Ooh, that's rough. Look at that thing. It doesn't look normal. Years and years of fucking that thing up have turned it into what it is. And there you go, and you still skate. Hell yeah. I love to hear that. See, an inspirational story like that should get people over their first injury. I love kind of connecting people that had really rad injuries coming back to people that just got an injury. It is a sculpture. Oh yeah, I had to show some leg there, guys. You know, I wasn't getting many tips today, so I had to show some leg. We'll see what happens. I'm joking. Is the purple board behind me a punk point? No, that is a bore, actually. This one right here is a bore. This one right here has a point on it, but that is actually the cathedral. Any board advice? As far as picking your first board, is that what you mean? Picking out your first board? Thank you, man. Hey, needless to say, you are a great human being. You know, a big part of sobriety is controlling your environment. Beard. Oh, beard. I don't know. This just happened. Boop. Ways to get removed from my channel forever, real quickly. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Alexander. Boop. You are full of yourself. Hi there, user. It seems that you had to make another account to come back and try to say something to me. I'm just here to talk to people. If you think I'm full of myself, you just think very highly of me and you're mad about it. I don't think very highly of myself. I'm just a guy. But thank you for your opinion. I appreciate it. I'm proud of you. But for your first board, oh, I've surfed one time, long time ago. The purple one with a point just to the left of the cathedral. Oh, yeah, no, that is a rocket. This guy right here. It has this has a punk point on it, but this is a fat punk point here. So there you go. Ooh. Ocean surf. I surfed once when I was really young and was handed a 10-foot board. I don't know why. And I racked myself pretty good and threw up in the ocean. And I haven't done it yet, but I also haven't really had the opportunity. There we go. Yeah, you need the full retro boneless. Do we draw or laser? Actually, that is lino block printing. So those are hand-carved stamps that we roll ink onto, slap it on there, roll the back, and then it applies the graphic. It's pretty cool. There is a full video at the end of the last live I did. Not the video game one, but the board making one. If you get near the end of it, you'll be able to see all of the collages that I did the other day. Hey, the beginning of this live, you popped in here and said there's a gas leak. Are you alive? Obviously you're alive because you're saying, hey, are you okay? Because you were like the first person to pop in here and you said, hey, there's a gas leak. And I was like, that's scary. Okay, I'm so glad that you're alive and well. Thank you for popping back in here. Man, people that say they're bored on here really don't understand that you just can't breathe a lot. Well, go outside, dude. Go outside. Don't be sitting inside doing that. I promise, as a guy who has inhaled a ton of stuff he shouldn't have inhaled, it takes a toll on your brain. Go hang out at the library for a bit. Go play on the McDonald's Wi-Fi or something. What's the lifespan of the graphic on the board? The board. I mean, the graphic is gonna live longer than the board. Here, I mean, this is one of my writers. That's still, if the smell is not bad, but I hope I'm saving a life right now. I'm not joking. Go to a library or something. If you really have a gas leak and you can't smell it anymore, there is something seriously wrong going on. You should go check that out. If it's a real gas leak inside, I'm worried about you. Yeah, hey. Good afternoon, Turd Pencil. I like that name. Yeah, don't smoke either. That's gonna be bad too. I'm worried about your health. Yeah, everybody in here is telling you that because we care about you, Heaven. I want to keep getting stories from you every time. Oh my God, I know who this guy is. If you would skate on our property, you would regret it. Oh man, this is a guy that just hates skateboarders. You've been here before, man. I remember you. But right now I'm trying to help out a human being. Can you go fuck off somewhere else? Thank you. No, I'm Casper. Well, you can't get underneath your trucks. Yeah, I'm worried about you, Heaven. Like, seriously, we're worried about you. The little loser that doesn't like skateboarders doesn't matter, but I'm worried about you. Here's one of my old riders, as you can see. If you like board slides too, we have such a deep concave that you're not really gonna touch the edges. I don't know if you know, because you're telling me you're inside on a gas leak. We have been live for 49 minutes, and at the beginning of this live, you told me there's a gas leak. Yep, Ask Days with Casper. That's where you can always contact me. But yeah, there's pretty much the wear on the tail there. This is actually the same ink. Sorry. This black here is the same ink that we use to apply the graphics, so as you can tell, it's staying pretty well. Snail mail. I have anxiety about snail mail. It takes me like weeks to open my mail. So if you sent me something, sorry. I'm a bit unreachable sometimes by design. Oh. Well, you guys stay here for a second. I'll hang out with you while my car warms up. Can I make a Jeff Grosso? You can look at the over 100 shapes we got on lifeskateboard.com and check if we got something similar. If we don't, you can tell us to make something else. It would definitely depend on how much you board sled. But I will say that I really like this ink because it kind of leaves little streaks around the park. It's fun. I don't hate skateboarders, but I hate people who start the fire. Hey, bud, fuck off. Like, bye. Jesus Christ, that guy must have just like, a skateboarder really must have like taken his wife or something. I don't know what it is, but I really hope he gets a better life. I swear, man, it's weird. It's going all right. Oh, thanks, guys. What's up, man? Yeah, we're just ending the live hanging out while I'm killing some time. People are very weird, and I don't know what's going on, man, but I attract all the weirdos. I mean, I'm weird myself, so I just attract the dangerous weirdos. Like that schizophrenic stalker I had for a while that, even as of 4 days ago, still made strange threats at me from 1,000 miles away. It's weird. Thanks, Epic. You're rad. Really quickly here, I'm going to go step outside and start my car because it's freezing out. I think I'm going to make a grocery run on the way home. But I'll be right here. Have a good one, Jamie. Yeah, I'm getting the car going. I'll be right back there. Hey, I'm really glad it helps you with your anxiety. Wow. It just took me a second to process that. That makes me feel great. Thank you. I'll be honest with you, the thing that like makes me want to help people is because random people helped me, and if it weren't for the kindness of strangers, I wouldn't be alive today. So it makes me, that's really fulfilling to hear, man. Thank you. I'll be right back. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together on who that guy was that keeps coming back, yelling at me about skating on his property. I'm trying to think of whose property I've skated on that might have been upset about. I mean, I've rub bricked some curbs. I don't know. You know what? Maybe it was the guy that got real upset with me for knocking bird scooters over. I've got a video of that somewhere. I got somebody threaten me with a sledgehammer for knocking bird scooters over a long time ago. Nope. I don't think I know you, Ruby. I don't know why people put energy into being negative. I'm not sure. It's fun to like make it ridiculous when they're being negative though, because then sometimes they wake up to how ridiculous it is and you can just turn it into a joke with them. But that guy's weird. There is an entire society living under this mustache. There's a whole nest of spiders in this ear, and I put this here just to make them comfortable, man. Sometimes you just gotta get some help, real close. They whisper sweet nothings into my ear. It might be, who knows? There's some weirdos out there. I don't know, I need to find that video of the dude that threatened me with the sledgehammer, because he hopped out of his truck. I'm gonna quote him now. Hopped out of his truck with a sledgehammer and said, "I don't give a fuck, fuckwad," and then started walking at me. I have a skateboard. I can get away very quickly. Spacers on bearings, I don't use them. That's definitely not recommended by the bearing companies, but we can make custom skateboards, yeah. So we've got over 100 shapes. You check out lifeskateboard.com and you can get exactly what you want. It was fun. I'll be honest on why I was doing. I was a little shit. This city has an ordinance against, the way they worded it was, it's against non-motorized wheeled transportation that's not bikes, pretty much. It was intended for roller skates, and it was passed in the 70s, I think. Somebody needs to double check me on that. It's the ordinance, it's the no skateboarding ordinance in Indianapolis. It's not really enforced, but there was a period of time where they did enforce it. The bird scooters fell underneath that, and it really pissed me off that somebody was profiting off of something that we weren't allowed to do. So when you're going by like a row of bird scooters and you just kind of speed check the first one in the front wheel, it turns and knocks over, and it's like a domino effect. It's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. Whew. I look like Carhartt. I don't have any Carhartt on me. I have a Carhartt, I have a set of overalls in the car though. I don't know, because we can all talk shit on people because they're just people. I think what you're tapping into there is the unholy worship of people for a skill they have on a toy. That's a thing that's gone on for a very long time, but it is what it is. We can all talk. Oh yeah, dude. Sal, like I said before, I mean, the things that bothered me about him, we've talked about. So like, I don't know, when it gets down to it, they're just people too. They got opinions that some people don't like. They do things that people don't like. They do things that people like. Most of the things they do that people like is playing with the toy really well. So, everybody can have opinions. I think that for a long time, having skill on a skateboard has been a transfer for has been substituted for having a good personality for a lot of people. And I think it's kind of coming to an end with the way things are going. And I'm pretty happy about it. Accountability's coming. Cobra Man, I'll check it out. Yes, we do, Dakota. They are at lifeskateboard.com. Right here. The boards you see on the wall here are just some wall hangers. But you can get exactly what you want on the website. And there's actually a new section on the website that's ready to ship. So those ones, you don't get exactly what you want. You get something that's already made. But you don't have to wait on the board to be made. But if you order something and you're on the live, you're probably going to see it shaped live here. We do ship all over the world, but international shipping sucks right now. It's a flat rate, so if you order with friends, it'll offset it. I wish we had some control over that. It's Ask Days with Casper. In order to write that out for you, I would have to write it out backwards, and that takes me a while, so. Like that. Like what? Like huh? Like who? I don't know. I don't know. What we got going on here? All I know is I just got to make sure I grab everything. I had to go up to Muncie to get my dang mics earlier today. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm going to go ahead and probably end the live here, make a little grocery run on the way home. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. Maybe later tonight I'll be live playing Session. Probably tomorrow I will. But I've got a video to edit. So lots of great skating happened. Tons of skating happened. It was awesome. Wow, thank you, guy. I appreciate that. Nice spelling, host. You meant to call me a dork, but you didn't know how to spell it properly. So run away and hide. Dark Star. You're talking about Dark Star, I believe. I'm going to answer that before I leave. That person did run away after they misspelled their insult at me. Let's see. Skateboarding is therapy to me. When I have a rough time, I jump on my board. Absolutely, Dakota. So I wanted to make skateboards for a long time. Bye-bye. Duke. If there was a shop I worked in and I was using like a jigsaw to cut stuff into funky shapes, I wanted to, and then the opportunity came up, and here I am. But skateboarding is definitely a therapy. It's it's what got me through the early days of sobriety. Whenever I really needed to go do something, or really wanted to go to the bar, or really wanted to go get high, I'd go to the skate park instead, real late at night, and exhaust myself. There's a period of time where I didn't really want to live, and the only thing that I really enjoyed was riding my skateboard. So I spent a lot of time by myself, isolating on purpose on a skateboard. And that was the only time that, you know, like, the bad stuff didn't get in my brain, because all I could focus on was the thing under my feet. And I think that's extremely therapeutic. And that's why I try to push skateboarding out as far as I can, and really try to push this dumb mentality out where people are like shitting on each other for having fun on a skateboard. It's not a contest. It's stupid. If you're at a skate park, you're having fun. So, I don't know. Skateboarding is definitely therapy. Making skateboards and being skateboarding adjacent gives me a lot of joy. Of course, Dakota, you gotta be vulnerable. If we're not vulnerable, we're lying. And I don't like to lie. So, how do I feel about flight decks? Here's my opinion. Powell Peralta is one of the few brands that's super honest about their boards. They have all wood construction boards made by their partners in China, and they say that, which is very rare for a company to do. They also have their own warehouse where they're making the flight decks in, and honestly, anything that intentionally extends the life of the board, good on that company for doing so. However, I personally really like the all wood construction feel. There's just something about the flex of a flight deck that I don't really like. But that's just me. That's my opinion. So, and there's people that go after the all wood construction feel, so that's why we offer it. Trucks on your board are worn out. So we make decks here, but we do sell everything else. Decks, popsicles are $75, and shapes go up from there. See you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Subscribe so you can catch me next time. I got my car running outside to warm it up. But have a great day. Get a life at lifeskateboard.com. You can absolutely go to my page and watch me skate. If you think I've never done an ollie, you were gonna have a good time watching me skate. That's dumb. Okay, I'm not ending it yet. Whoa, 206C? Hold on a second. That's dumb. That's so dumb. I am sorry that's happening around you. So there is this dumb mentality that I've noticed that I try to kick it right in the ass whenever I see it, of like, there's too many skateboarders, my park's gonna get busy. If the kid's in your fucking way, you go talk to the parent, and you talk to the kid, and you use the opportunity to teach park advocacy. Or, I'm sorry, teach park etiquette. Because then no one gets hurt. You just made a new friend that looks up to you, that you're gonna be able to bring around skating. You just talked to their family, so you just got their family stoked on skateboarding. What is wrong with people? I am so sorry that you're dealing with that. I don't know. Just bring your kid out there all the time, get your kid damn good, and then your kid will be succeeding while those guys stay in their local town. Okay? That's really dumb. I'm really sorry you're dealing with that. But when your son needs a skateboard, we do make youth boards. We have some kids on the team, as well as Justin Hutchins, Jake Daney, and Lou Ross and Lyle. But the kids are the future, man. That's dumb. People that are mad, I mean, I guess it's somebody mad about somebody maybe coming and taking their come up away. That's really dumb, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. I hope your scene heals at some point. I've been trying to change it here. I keep trying. Obviously, I catch flack for it, but what are they gonna do? I'm making skateboards for a living. See? But this father right here, C seems to be somebody that would be stoked on it. Seems like he's bringing his kid. Think about this, guys. We're at a point in skateboarding where parents are bringing their kids to the skate park. Parents are like taking their kids on skate trips. I mean, parents are getting involved in skateboarding now to the point where we're going to get parent skateboarding. It's awesome. I love it. Have a good one, guys. Opinion on electric skateboards. I don't care what toy you play with as long as you're having fun. I'll see you guys. Have a great day. I'm getting off of here. Right on, Nick. $75 for a popsicle. So if you have a question, you can feel free to ask. But goodbye.